guys, it's Leann from Small Town Stitches, and we're back at 2 weeks for yet another floss tube video. This is floss tube 123, and yeah, we're back. It's gonna feel weird to give 2-week numbers versus monthly numbers and monthly recap, so just bear with me. If you're new, welcome. I am primarily a full coverage stitcher with a few non-full coverage things sprinkled in here and there. So if that is something that you are interested in, feel free to stick around. And for those who've been subscribed forever, thanks for coming to hang out with me yet again. Today is September 15th. It is Sunday, so things have been all over the place. Helped my daughter with a study guide to get her ready for her first math test tomorrow. She just finished getting a shower, so she doesn't have to do it tonight. I gotta make dinner, take it down to my husband for dinner tonight. We usually, when he's working, I try to make dinner and take it to him so we can see him for a minute. And then he gets a home cooked dinner too. And his partner usually benefits from it as well and gets a home cooked dinner. So yeah, and then it's the bedtime routine, you know, for school and work in the morning. So before we get started, I wanted to say a very special hello to Aria. Aria is the daughter of a former co-worker of mine. We used to work as EMTs together on the ambulance, and she's a little girl and apparently loves my videos and is also learning how to stitch. She actually got mad at her dad the other day when I posted my last video because he didn't want to sit and watch it. So I wanted to say a very special hi to Aria. Thank you for watching every single video that I put out, and keep stitching. And then one day your mama's gonna have to buy you one of the big projects like I stitch. So okay, let's talk stitching. So if you notice there's a piece missing, I brought it down so I could actually show you. I've had quite a few comments about people asking about this pattern, and this is this pattern. I stitched this quite a while ago. This is, I believe, I don't know French, so I apologize. I think it's pronounced Cirque de Cirque, I don't know. In English, it's pronounced Circus of Tiles. I will put the French name down here. It is by Ink Circles. I stitched this quite a while ago. This is an ice dyed fabric that I got from, I believe it was Dying for Cross Stitch. And then the floss actually on here is just DMC 550. It's all done in DMC. It's just what the background that makes it pop so much. So I really, really like this. It doesn't have any glass or anything, which most of my stuff I do put glass on because I don't want them getting ruined. So, but that's this one. It's by Ink Circles, and it is still available. So, okay, I had to put that back before we got too far into this. All right, so since we spoke in our last video, I've worked on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 projects. So it's not as many as it normally is, and I have a finish. So this is Patriotic Sunflower by my dear friend Becca, who is Sambury Stitches Designs. You can get this on 123 Stitch. You can also get it on her Etsy store, which is a PDF. So this is what it is. Go check Becca out. And I got 499 stitches in. And I think I have a picture of where it was. Doesn't really matter, because she's done. Here she is. Is she ironed? Heck no. It's kind of blowing it out. You can really see the word free in person. There you go, like that. So this is what it looks like. This is on a 20 count caramel macchiato from Fiber on a Whim. And I'm gonna say Fiber on a Whim fabric was a very nice to stitch on. I still have half this fabric left, honestly. Like, it's folded in half. So now I need to frame this and get it on my wall in my craft office room. It's primarily my office because my work computer, I sit in this room all day when I work. So, but my craft stuff is in here too. So there's my finish. This is finish number, I had it written down, 5 for the year for me, I want to say, which is really impressive when you pretty much stitch only full coverage things to have 5 finishes in a year. That's like unheard of. Okay, let's get into the active whips now. Before I begin, I am scrapping one, and that is my Kingdom of Books that I had started with Vani. I think I have a picture. It's super popular. Vani, Alicia, and I kind of started stitching it together. Vani convinced me to get it, and Alicia told me this week that she found out that it was a stolen pattern. We bought it on Etsy. I wasn't aware, and it comes as a kit. She found it on mybobbin.com. The kit's like $70. The pattern was like $3. So I only had 400 stitches in on this piece, and had I had more, like half the piece done or something like that, it would have been different. But I decided to scrap it because that's not cool to me that you basically stole someone's artwork and is passing it out as yours to try and do things. Like I said, I didn't know, and had I been much, much farther and it costed more money, I probably would have stuck with it, but it was $3. I can tuck my tail between my legs and suck up the $3 and admit my mistake. So I am taking that one out of my rotation. I have actually already cut and am going to repurpose the fabric. So that's already been dealt with. So the fabric is not going to waste. So like I said, I only had 400 stitches in on it. I think it was like 1 day or 2 days worth of work. So if you don't see that one again from me, it's not that I don't love the piece. There's the backstory behind it. So, all right, let's start. I feel like I haven't got as much stitching done in the last 2 weeks. Work's been a little bit crazy. My focus has just not been there some days. I don't know what's going on with that. Like, there's been days where work hasn't been bad at all, and I feel like I'm just staring, watching paint dry. Like, I just can't focus on something. So all right, my first step is Beginner T-Rex Attack. This is a Heaven and Earth Designs. Its artwork is by David Penfound. This is a focus piece for me for this year. I'm hoping to have it done by December 1st. Ideally just sometime before Christmas so I can gift it to my daughter for Christmas. But the goal is to shoot for December 1st so that way I can frame it, wrap it, everything for Christmas. So, which I should probably buy the frame sometime in October to make sure it's here in time. Anyways, here's where it was. I've gotten only 3,904 stitches. There has been about 3 days that I did not hit my goal. In like 2 or 3 days, I just flat out didn't work on it because of other things going on and trying to get stuff in my garden processed and stuff like that. Last weekend I had 0 stitching time pretty much all weekend because it was just stuff like that. So I will show you where we are now. It's in a hoop. It's a mess. Pardon me. So here's where we are now. I think last time we were working up here. So I'm almost done with this full page. We're coming down to the end. This is the T-Rex leg. I think this is, I can't really tell. I think this is a dino, but I'm not positive. So, and then this is the ground. So I think this, because right here is the end of the piece. So this is the partial. So we're getting closer. I'll bring it in. This is a 22 count, 1/1 with DMC. After this, I have 2 more full pages and then a bunch of partials. So 1 partial, 5, 6, 7 partials. I don't know. Partials go fast though. Especially when you could talk about Heaven and Earth design pages and how large they are. So super excited. Super excited, ready for it to be done. It's gonna look fabulous when it is done, but I think because I am pushing so hard to finish it, and there is such a high daily goal that I try to meet on it, I'm sitting at 84.51% on that piece. We're getting there. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. All right, next up, this is Mini Ye Olde Kitchen. This is also a Heaven and Earth Designs. This artwork is by Ciro Marchetti. I would love to put a picture up of where it was last time, but apparently when I thought I was deleting a picture, when I did like a comparison, I just like to see the before and after for myself, I deleted the old picture instead of the picture where it is now, which is not very helpful for anybody. So I don't have that. It's great. But here we are now. This thing needs such a good wash. I got 501 stitch on it. I focused on this diagonal, and then I carried some more off into the next, for the next diagonal. So this one is stitched on an 18 count 2 over 1 full cross. This is an 18 count from Michaels. So that is the Hoops and Threads brand, I believe. And it feels thick. So, I mean, it is thicker than your typical Zweigart. It feels like a blanket. I washed it when it first came in because it was super, super stiff. And I like stiff-ish fabric, but not like to the point where it doesn't bend. And I actually don't mind stitching on this at all. So that's where we're at now. It's been fun doing the 500 stitch rotation and actually getting to touch more of my projects, excuse me. It would be nice to up that next year when Dino's finished, but we will have to see. Okay, next up was one of my week-long daily 30s. So I try to have a daily 30 focus that I just try to focus on until it's finished. Patriotic Sunflower was that. My United We Stand was that. So that's how I've been doing some of my finishes. But then I also like to rotate my other ones. I usually have 2 just to get other progress on that. And this one was my Shannon Christine 2023 Stitch Along. This is where I was. I'm actually kind of disappointed with my progress on this. So I got 453 stitches. Here's where we got to. So all I really managed to do was to finish the border here. So I finished the candy cane border here, here, and then this other little motif. And that's all my finish on block 3. So here's where we're at. It's super wrinkly, I apologize. This is on an 18 count Vintage Country Mocha, 2 over 1 full cross, and this is a Witch Old. So when I first started doing it, I had all of the specialty threads. And to be honest, you don't need them, really, truly. So when I restarted it, because my fabric was just too light, you couldn't really see the white, I am doing it now with DMC. And I really, truly do like it. So no complaints there. Just it's a lot of white stitching. I guess that would be my only complaint. But this is like my favorite fabric that I found for my Christmas bag. So, all right, next up, in one of these super loud, annoying bags, and I left it on the hoop. Oh well, that's okay. This is Mini Nativity. This is also a Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Donna Gelsinger. I got 500 stitches on it, so here is where it was. And here we are now, working on that palm tree. Gosh, it looks so good in the video. Like up close, it's just like pixelated. Man, it looks so good. So I worked on filling in this diagonal, started to bring some of it down. This is actually the start of page 2. And I decided I was just gonna work on this page 2 and then maybe move over or down, or I don't know. I'm so excited. I'm so glad I got to get this back out. It's been quite a while since I've got to work on it. I know in page 1, the first wise man's head starts to appear, and I cannot wait until I can get to that. So I think I may go down, at least hit that wise man, and then I'll figure out if I want to go the page down here or the page up here. We'll decide later when we get to that point. So, love it. This was a gift card that I had once. So this project I actually had come kit up from Hayden themselves, and they come like this on these, and it's kind of a pain, to be honest, and I've thought about making it into floss drops or something, but it's fine. Just takes some getting used to, because none of my other projects are like this. Looks like a giant mess is what it looks like. My first and only kit that I've ever bought. All right, so next, this is my new focus as my daily 30, and I'm so excited because it's already so close. So this is, I'm just going to show you the actual pattern because it's lighter than putting the picture on the screen. So this is Prairie Life Sampler. It is by Heartstring Samplery. It looks like this. So excited. I've said this a bunch. I'm cropping it. I don't want to keep beating that horse. But this is where it was when I started the rotation. I've put so far 864 stitches in it since I started this as my daily 30 after Patriotic Sunflower was finished. And let me see if I can get this thread out of the way. Here I am now. So as you can see, I brought that border up. My border matched, so I'm so excited. I've worked on some more of the wording. I did the whole border, did all the flowers. So if you look really closely, I don't know if you can see, but all the flowers have the yellow in them too that they have. So all I have left to do on this piece is to finish the words and do the red that is in these 5 flowers. That's it. Then it's done. I started this for my birthday in 2020, I think. It's time for it to be done. Absolutely. This is an 18 count fabric as well. 2/1 full cross. I'm debating 2 things. I'm debating putting an LIW at the end for Laura Ingalls Wilder, or maybe just yeah, because that's her initials that everybody knows her by. I don't want to just do like LW. So I'm debating that, and I'm debating if I'm going to put my initials, but I think that may be too much. So I think I may just put her initials somewhere down at the bottom in the piece and call it good. So I'm so excited about this piece. It's so cute. This is probably about as much as samplery as I get for my kind of projects, but Little House is something I grew up reading as a kid, and in turn, like, my daughter and I have read the entire series together, so I had to stitch this. Like, it just had to happen. So close. I'm so excited. It'll be another finish. And then don't hold me to this for next year, because most of my finishes, things that are close to being finished, will be finished. All right, next up. This is also a new start. I had one. So this is a new pattern. I'll put a picture up of it. It is called the Home Prayer. This was charted by Ariana, who is Blue Fox Stitchery on Etsy. This pattern is available on Etsy. Alicia saw it and asked her to chart it. And I told Alicia as soon as she showed it to me, I was like, oh, I want to stitch that too. And I want to put it above my work computer as a motivation thing every day. But I wanted to change the colors because it's me. So I did change the colors. I just picked out things that I had at home and a fabric I had at home too. So my green is Color and Cotton Emerald City. looks like that. My words are all going to be done in one color, and that is a hand-dyed by Rolanda in the color Bedrock. It is like a blacky brown. It's showing up more brown, obviously, because it's against a black shirt, but it's like a variegated dark brown, basically. And then my flowers, I'm going to do like an every other one. And the outside of one flower will be the inside of the next, and vice versa. So it's going to be the same two colors for the flowers. And that is a Color and Cotton Flamingo is the lighter one, and a Victorian Model Sampler in, is it Flamenco Dancer? So these are my two colors that I'm doing my flowers in. So here's my palette that I'm working with for this new start. And I did it for a week, and I got 513 stitches on it. But y'all, I'm already at 11% on this pattern. And I love my fabric. Love, love, love. So here's my new start. So pretty. So there it is. So I have my flowers, and then I have the name of the Lord. I need to do 2 more flowers up here, and then it's ready to go down. So this is my fabric. It is an ice dye. This thing is so beautiful. I should have a lot left over too. It's gonna look really cool on my wall. Again, I just did with what I had already on hand. So there's my new start. It'll also go into my daily 30 rotation. I love it. It's so pretty. Great reminder for myself every day, all day too. I have a really big pile over here. Please don't fall. Okay. Oh, I only have one more project to show you guys. I feel like I have so much more I need to show you, but I'm used to the monthly videos. Next up, you guys, I haven't worked on this project in so long. This is a Carolyn Manning Designs. This is turquoise. This is where it was. And I got 515 stitches done on it. I love this piece. And here is where I got to. So this is the whole width of the pattern. I'm doing the large chart. So here's this, and then we got to go down. So I really just focused on filling in up here and some over here and over here too. Goes fast for this piece, truly, 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 because the triangles, so each triangle, like the triangle that would fit here is like 44 stitches, 41 stitches, something like that. So, and then each like little corner is 10. So it goes fast, and it is on Pattern Keeper. It's a 18 count blue that I don't remember where I got it from. And it's a 2/1 full cross with all the called for DMC. It has been so long since I got to work on this. And as soon as it was called, I was so excited. I'm like, this is why I'm doing this rotation thing. And that is all my stitching in the last 2 weeks. All my projects I've touched. Now we have to go into haul. So I said in my last video that I had a piece of fabric come in that I had custom cut for the Around the World, and it came in, and that is right here. It is by Cross and Crafts. It's all cut. I need to just like sew the edges or fray check the edges, but it's all ready to go. It is gridded. I don't typically stitch on gridded, so I don't know if I will actually use the gridded or if I will just soak it in a pot of hot water and get rid of the grid, because I don't typically follow a grid. But even for gridded fabric, it was so much cheaper to get it custom cut from her versus anywhere else. Like even the largest size from 123 Stitch wasn't big enough lengthwise that I needed. And then I would have to measure it and cut it myself too, but she cut it for me and it was still cheaper. So there's that. Not sure if I'll do the gridded or not, or if it'll just throw me, or if I should just suck it up and deal with it. So I got my fabric in that I had ordered, and then I'm not going to drop names because I didn't get permission, but I got it left me speechless. I got a gift from a subscriber who also follows me on Instagram, and she told me to have fun and kit up my projects and stuff, and I'm still sitting here in awe. I cannot believe it. So, in turn, I bought 2 pieces of fabric from Stitchery Express, and I wrote them on here. One is for the castle piece that we were starting in November, a bunch of us, the Hogwarts castle. That's this one, and also it's gridded as well. I'm telling you, the gridded fabric, apparently custom cut, is way cheaper. So there's that one. And then I also got the fabric for my Christmas house that I will be starting once Dino is done. So I got both of those with some of it. And then Abby, who owns Cross and Crafts, that I got that fabric from, I was talking to Stace, who is Stace Stitches here on FlossTube and on Instagram as well. And this lady is in the UK, and she sells One Label DMC. And if you watched her video on Instagram, she was talking about it, and you can see all her totes behind her of CXC floss. Did I just say she sells One Label DMC? No, she sells One Label CXC. So I have kitted up. I just placed my order with her yesterday. I went through 6 projects and kitted them up, pulling what I had from Stash first, and kitted them up. She's a small little online needlework store, and she's shipping them out tomorrow. She already pulled all my order, prepped it, ready to go. She's dropping it off in the post tomorrow. So I'm so excited. One of them is the Floss for Around the World, who I'm also going to start with Sarah, who is on our A Beautiful Place group chat. So I'm so excited to get ready to start that. I don't do this for people to feel like they have to gift me anything. You don't owe me anything, so please don't ever feel like you do. But the thought was so sweet, and for some reason lately, I have a really hard time accepting gifts, period. I love to give gifts to others, but I have a really hard time accepting them myself. So from the bottom of my heart, just truly thank you. There are no words. So I have also found, I'm just going to show you my patterns first. So I have got a couple of patterns, more, because do I need new starts? No, I already showed you a bunch. I have 11 full coverages I want to start. So, first one, this is the largest project I will probably ever own in my life. It's enormous. So we were talking in our group about the Cross Stitch Studio has a couple of libraries. They have Snape's library, Dumbledore, McGonagall, and I believe Lockhart. There was 2 that caught my attention, and that was Snape's and Lockhart's. Those were the 2 that were calling to me. And ultimately, y'all, I bought Snape's library. This is what it looks like. It is absolutely beautiful. It is absolutely humongous. The plan is to start this on January 9th. for Snape's birthday. This video, I apologize right now. My brain is like moving so fast right now, and my mouth can't keep up with it. I know this video is all over. I know I'm jumping in 7,000 directions. I feel rushed because of like everything I have to do today, but I don't know how work's gonna go tomorrow too, so I'm sorry. So we are gonna open this chart. I'm gonna show you things. This chart is 640,000 stitches large. I always have talked myself out of like the Amy Stewart bookshelves because they're too big. Well, then I turn around and buy an even bigger piece. So this will be my lifetime piece. It just will. But you guys, let's look at this. 939 on this piece, for example. So if I select 939, it has 231,924 stitches of just 939. So all that is 939. So I have bought a cone. Actually, Stace, he had sent it to me also on Etsy of CXC floss and DMC 310 or CXC 310 and 939. So that should be here this week, hopefully too. And yeah, I still have to get the fabric for that one. I don't have fabric for that yet. All right, what else? I had the freebie from Haid that they put out a while ago. It was artwork by Sheena Pike. I don't remember what they called it. I always called it like Mama and Baby Turtle or Sea Turtle or whatever. This is the one I was talking about that I had the freebie for. But I saw another pattern and the colors were just like pop in your face. And I couldn't get over how cute this little turtle was. So I ended up buying it. After I talked to my daughter and I was like, I have this one that I was going to do for us, you know, the mama and the baby, or this one. Which one do you like more? I said, I already have one that I like, but I don't want to tell you. And she's like, I like the other one, the new one, better. And I was like, okay, me too. So this is Little Loggerhead, and it is by Cross Stitch for Everyone. And you guys, this little turtle is so stinking cute. He is one of them that I kitted up with all my floss order. And he's also the other one that I am repurposing the Kingdom of Books fabric for. So I can start him whenever I want when they come in. Okay, so then Kathy posted that she was in our group, that she was looking for a new start for October, which is her birthday. So she wanted us all to pick one. And I think she chose like 3 different patterns that we could pick from and to pick her new start. And I was like, why don't you start all of them? And then I'm like, what is this pattern? Like, where did this come from? And then Ebony sends the link. And I'm like, I did not need a link for this chart. Because then it was like a train effect. Like boom, 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 boom. People started buying this pattern. So now, August 11th, we have a new start, and it's called Sunset at Hogsmeade, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to put the name of the company right here because I don't really know how to pronounce it, and I don't want to butcher it. So I will also try to leave a link for this pattern below. It's on Etsy, and it is gorgeous. The mock-up, gorgeous. They have 2 different sizes. One is like 320 by 500 something. That's the small. That's the one that I got. And the mock-up is beautiful. And then there's a larger one that's like 500 and something by 700 and something. So, yeah. And then the last patterns that I just bought the other day. I have been eyeing these birthstone flowers. The birth flowers, basically, from Sunflower Stitches. And I was trying to figure out if I was going to do it for like just mine, or do just like mine and my daughters, or do like my husband's, mine, my daughters, and then like my stepdaughters. Like, I was trying to figure out how to do this. And Alicia was like, what about you make it a generation thing? Do your mom, yours, and your daughters. And I was like, that's a genius idea. I never thought about that. Like a 3-generation thing. So I got all 3, and now I'm going to start those because they're gorgeous. So June, that is my mom's birthday. This is June's. It's the rose. So stinking pretty. So mine is the daffodil. This is this one. The really special story with the March month is it is a yellow daffodil at that. And my grandma, who passed away in 2012, my dad's mom, was a March 18th birthday, and her favorite flower was yellow daffodils. So it has like not only is it beautiful, and it's my birthday month, it also was my grandma's, and it was my grandma's favorite flower. So like I thought that was beautiful. And then my daughter is a February birthday, and this is the iris. So I thought it would be cool to have the 3 generations right together. So thank you, Alicia. But you also made my whip count go up by 3 too. So I think in return, she is also a February birthday, so she is going to get the iris. And I think we're planning on starting them in February because that is the birth month of, February birthdays, her and my daughter. So I have... Do I need all these new starts? No. So many people are whipping down, and it's so amazing to see their plans and how they want to whip down. And I'm at the stage right now. Do I need more starts? No. Do I love finishes? Yes. You wouldn't be able to tell because most of the time I don't fully finish things. But I really love the process and watching things slowly come together. And if I really truly love something, I'm not going to tell myself no just because I have other whips. That is the beauty of the CXC, because it also is a little bit cheaper. So that may confuse a little bit people. So I want to talk about that for a minute. So Abby, who is Cross and Crafts, sells one label CXC, which I think is the older style. I don't really know. They still make them right now. And then AliExpress, the shop that I always was getting them, the factory shop, sells the 2 label. So you can use either or if you like 1 label versus 2 label, or vice versa. For the most part, after I talked to my husband and stuff, I am thinking it is a little bit more expensive to get them from Abby versus a factory. However, it's not going to a factory shop. It's going to one particular person that is running a small online shop, and that is her job. And I don't know. I would prefer to support smaller shops if I can. Obviously, it's not always, you can't, right? So I will probably go back for the most of my other projects back to Abby. The fact that I placed it literally yesterday morning, this morning she already messaged me. Granted, there's a time difference between the two of us, I think by like 5 or 6 hours. This morning she messaged me that it's all ready to go and she's going to drop it in the post tomorrow. So that is just like amazing to me. So fast. She's so responsive on Etsy. I actually sent her a list. So this is what I did actually. I got all my stuff together, figured out what I needed, and then sent her a thing like this with all my floss, and then just wrote the number and how many skeins I needed of each. And I sent her pictures of that, and she pulled from there. So awesome. So if you are interested in that, possibly, I will leave Abby's shop info below. She is also on Etsy and on Instagram. You can follow her as well. So any life updates? Not really. It's only been 2 weeks. Just trying to get back into the school routine, bedtime on time at a certain time, and homework when you get home, and like I said, we are prepping for a math test for tomorrow. So next Monday, so not tomorrow, a week from then, my husband is taking her to her first field trip because I don't have any PTO right now. I have to build it back up from everything that happened. And they're going to the state capitol. So yeah. And then I think her other one later on is to the Henry Ford Museum, and that's in December. So yeah, it's just been back to the you know, school routine over here. So that's about it. Again, I apologize for being kind of flustered in this video, kind of all over the place. I feel like my brain's just kind of so trying to think if there's anything else I needed to say, and I will remember probably as soon as I shut this off. So all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I will hopefully see you again in 2 weeks, which will be about the end of September. So until next time, remember your mental health is important, and to take time for yourself each and every day, and to be a light to the world around you. I will see you guys next time. Bye.